to sleep now. I'm supposed to. It's gonna cool off, Kate. Then let me see something. How to do that? Got pain. Hold up, fam. How's everybody doing? I'm back. The video I did earlier. Part 2 to that. So you didn't see the one I did earlier. You see that after this. They go together. Already, somebody put in the chat when I got off. Baltimore is not going to be underwater. This is another thing I wanted to talk about too. I was thinking about yesterday. Y'all have to be careful for false prophets. There's a lot of them, and it spoke about it. And that they will come about all these false prophets. What made me think of that is I could name a couple people, but I won't. That's gonna watch this video and then do a video like like they originated what I said. A few females out there, channels that I've come across, and they doing my video. And I know they watch me because the algorithm shows me that. But I watch them, and I guess if they plagiarizing what I say, one, they give the people the true news. But then now listen how they elaborate on it. Instead of them giving credit where credit is due, they don't. They'll act like they created that and then add stuff to it that I didn't say. And I know it's my video because certain phrases I coin. Other people don't say that. Or when I'm bringing something directly from the guardians or my foresight, I know it's what other people don't know. So like, soon as I got off this live, somebody put on a video, Baltimore not going under, and all this other crazy shit. I don't know what it was. I erased it as soon as I saw the first sentence because I don't fuck with that person anyway. I don't even know why they talking on my video. But I know that like, if I bring something, I'm going to tell you its source. I'm going to tell you if it's from me, because I have the gift of foresight too. I'm going to tell you if the guardians gave it to me, I'll tell you. I could be wrong, but nothing the guardians brought me is wrong. When I tell you Baltimore is going underwater, motherfuckers can sit there with their fat mouth and I don't care if they're screaming for the bullhorn. They're going to scream from the bullhorn with water in that shit. When you see you talk through the bullhorn while it's flooded, nobody going to hear you but you. I'm not asking y'all. I'm not asking questions. I'm telling y'all something. I'm not asking questions. I don't care who you talk to, what you connected to. That's another thing. You know, a lot of so-called spiritual people. We was talking about this. Excuse me. A lot of so-called spiritual people don't make good moves, spiritual moves, because my spirit team this and my spirit team would have told me, and my spirit team. I don't think y'all spirit. I think y'all, some of y'all spirit teams are broken. Because I'm just saying, there's a lot going on that the spirit teams are telling y'all about. And people done convince people that everybody got this spirit team and everybody got this. Everybody don't. This is why certain people like myself has been sent. Some years back, about 5 years back, I brought y'all information from the Guardian, and they was talking about the receptor blockers. That we have the receptor blockers, and these receptor blockers come from the food. You know what? As a matter of fact, this video, somebody sent me, Malachi sent me yesterday. I came right up watching that video, and I was like, that's what I was telling them years back. I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. Listen to this.
6G's actually been out for a while. Really? Yeah. They can measure EEG waves, like phones can measure EEG waves. And that basically can borderline read your thoughts. And there's a reason why you can get an ad for something in like you were thinking about it. 5G couldn't penetrate deep enough into the cell. And that's why, so what would happen is when all these towers were put up, you'd see kids that were, they would get burns underneath their skin just because the graphene cooks them from the inside out. Jeez. And this is what I've been explaining to people, is your body's a liquid crystal, and a crystal is basically an antenna. So you have hundreds of thousands of millions of crystals in your body, and that's how your body communicates with itself. So how do they shut these things down? Heavy metals. You eat things that are improper, disrupts the communication between the body. You get into a state of consumption. Your autonomic functions shut down. It's so simple, but they overcomplicate it, and then you're talking to some doctor, you have a cancer disease, and there's a bunch of doctors in the room, they're saying stuff that's going over your head. Next thing you know, you're signing a document to get surgery. It's all money. 6G's actually been out for a while. Really?
He was saying that the 6 gods, take that first letter of that, has been out for a while, because they tried the 5 gods and it didn't penetrate deep enough into the cell, so they had already been come out with the 6 gods, because what they interrupted is you are a liquid crystal. That man is a liquid crystal, and that's how man communicate with himself or with herself. How your body communicates with itself through your crystal, your liquid crystal. And that's true, because your DNA, you got the adenine, thymine, guanine, all of that is crystalline. Look it up. Your DNA has crystals in it. So that means your entire body has crystals in it. Your brain, we wear the magnetite within us. So they've been using these signals to penetrate into our cells, to stop the communication with the cell. And then through food, they use it to block our signals. And the way the Guardian said it to me 5 years ago is they call them receptor blockers. We are not able to receive ourselves. That's why y'all always hear me say receptor blockers. I didn't get that from nobody. You see that big ass plane that's going around here? Stop playing with me. We're not in contact with the cell. So we got all this food. First off, unless a person got it in their blood, and whether y'all like it or not, I'm one of those people. There's a chemical in my brain. I got an egg sitting in my chest. It's in my blood. It's my bloodline. I'm not saying other people not smart. I'm just trying to watch how I say this. Because I got a sharp ass tongue. I'm not saying other people not smart. What I'm saying is, other people full of shit. A lot of people's full of it. They full of toxins. They full of poisons. And that's not somebody I want to listen to too much. Because I know they signals off. But like, if this was the day of Ordination, or whom y'all call Noah, right? He was a drunk man, but he had a pure heart. So he was that bloodline. Like, it didn't even matter that he drank like that, because he was chosen. He had the bloodline for that. You gotta look at the true story of it, not that shit on the Bible. But like me, it's not that I'm chosen. I'm a volunteer. I volunteered this planet, y'all. I'm telling y'all that. Certain things came with me. Certain things in my blood. Certain things that's in my system. There's a chemical in my brain that's different. There's an egg that sits in my solar plexus that literally runs when it doesn't want certain people to touch it. I'm not making this up. I don't know what it is about the certain people. Keffa has been in my life 25 years. It will not let her touch it. But it will let Adrian touch it. I wake up in the morning, my chest, my solar plexus sits out this thick. I keep telling y'all, I put the picture for y'all to see it. On my community post, you gotta scroll down some months back. It's me laying there, I got a green circle around it. My solar plexus sticks out like this thick in the morning. It's my solar, you can feel it, it's an egg. I call it my sun. Certain people will come to touch it. It goes inside of me. I can't even find it. When they go away, it come back out. It won't let Keffa touch it. I don't know why. That's my ace. Certain people, certain energies. And Keffa is one of the people I can exchange energy with. So I don't know what it's about. Me and Keffa has a serious connection. My connection with her is one of the strongest. She got 3 powers out of that. Keffa got the power of Rogue from X-Men. She touched stuff and drained it. I ain't making it up. She here. But you got some of these people who just book smart, big-headed, literally, know some stuff, and they put that on y'all, and y'all think that's law. What they saying. People forgot about ordinance. People forgot that you had to be ordained. I've been ordained, and I ain't been ordained by man. When I did the 40-day fast back in 1997, it started. It started. No, I didn't start in 1987. Because that's when me and Keffa met. We met in September 1997. And in October 1997, I was told to do a 40. I was instructed. As a matter of fact, take y'all back. And it's a video out about it. One of the first videos on my channel, Who is Darned by Secrecy and What's the 7 Principles? The 20-minute, it's a 2-hour documentary. Look it up. I was told back in the 80s, in 89, in 87, I was told to do a 40-day fast. I was in his meditation, and his being came to me, and he had a like way in the old times. He had a staff in his hand with a crook at the staff, like little Bo Peep staff. He had that. There was a sheep standing beside him. He had on a golden skirt. He had on a sheep wool vest. And he had on like some Jesus slippers. And he said, you must fast for 40 days. In my meditation, he came in my meditation. I said, fast for what? He said, you must fast for 40 days. I said, everything but fuck you. And I called my father, get the hell out of my meditation, spooky demon. I called my dad. My dad said, no, my birth name is Angel. My dad said, Angel, It spoke about you in the Bible. I said, spoke about what? He said in the last days that Elijah, and we're from that bloodline. I told you we're Jewish. We're Hebrew. We're the original Hebrews. They traced out history back to the prophet Daniel. He said that Elijah will come to one. He said the reason we keep our plates over, the Jewish, the Hebrews, during the Passover, we had to have a plate turned over in case Elijah come. The prophet Elijah was supposed to come back to a person one day. And when he came to that person had to go into a 40-day fast. I don't know what this is in the Bible. I never looked it up. Elijah's supposed to come to them and give them instructions. He said, that's Elijah. And he showed me where the outfit that I described, that's how he knew who it was. I ain't do nothing with that. I'm like, okay. And went on living about my life. I mean, it was so important to him. He came from, my father used to live out in Harford County with the rich people. He came into the city and talked to me about that. I ain't do nothing with that. 10 years later, I was at my sister's house in Delaware. I had just met Kefa. We met in September, around her birthday, the end of September. When I got to my sister's house, they wanted me to go to church with her. I don't do church.
They can measure EEG waves, like phones can measure.
Here, plug this up. Please. Put it back in there. They wanted me to go to church. It's a long story. I'm not going to give you too much story time right now. But I went to church with my sister that Sunday. And I'm sitting like in the back. I'm watching the gay guys in the choir. Basically Vogue, doing everything but voguing. And the preacher was speaking out of Revelations. And she said, she got to this one part. She said, these are they who went through the trials and tribulation. When she said that, I saw, I heard, and I felt a gavel, like a judge gavel, go boom, but it felt like it cracked my skull. And then she said it again. These are they who has gone through the trial. Like, boom, and I screamed, and it's couple here right now. It hurt me so bad. The gavel hit the second time. I screamed and I stood up. And I had no control of my body. I was like, my head thrown back. And I didn't walk. I didn't walk. My ass floated. Like I wasn't walking. My legs were just dragging across the floor. To the end. When I got to where the window, at the end of the aisle was a window. A light came in that window and I could see like the particles on the light. It was like rainbow little balls. And they just all came and finished cracking my skull. And I let out this yell. And when I let it out, I felt it leave me. And it hit the preacher. It left me. The energy, and I could see it, and it hit the preacher. She let out this yell from the preacher. It came out streams and hit all of these people in that church that day. Her name was Pastor Morton, Pastor Thornton. I know her daughters, like one of her daughters became my lover. Like this is real people in Delaware. And these people stood up. They just started standing up and they were screaming. And I'm there holding myself though. I can't stop it. I'm looking around like I wanted somebody to help me. I thought she was gonna help me. But now she's laid out on the stage. They was all running from her or whatever. Running to take care of her. But people were like, my sister girlfriend. My sister had a lover at the time. This girl named T-Bear. T-Bear, boom, hit her. Boom. She started foaming at the mouth. She had a seizure. It was crazy. So then, when it came down, the preacher got up and she started talking about the spirit. And how when a spirit is in the church for real, it goes from breast to breast. And she said, this child, she called me, has brought the spirit in here today. And it hit me and I felt it and I saw it come from me and it went all into that. The whole church stood up that day to come get saved. They thought I was something. To this day, so much has happened in Wilmington, Delaware. People in Wilmington, Delaware think I'm Yahshua. Like, I'm not joking. They think I'm Jesus. They witnessed that, and there's so many things after that when these people see me, they be like, yo, I'm telling you, that girl is Jesus. Like, they think something. It went from breast to breast. After that happened, we went home. Now, recently I was telling y'all the story about how I did that 40-day fast and I didn't sleep for 14 days. That was the beginning of that. When I got home, me and Kepha just met. I took her from Baltimore to Delaware. It was the first time we had spent time together. She never went back home. She's been with me ever since that day. Took her from my boyfriend, all that. Sorry. But listen, she's been with me ever since. That, when we went back to Tina house, my sister, y'all seen Tina, she's had debuts here. When we went back there, this is a really good drink. This is the coconut or the cucumber. It's coconut from this vegan restaurant. It's really good. Got a little fizz to it. Anyway, we went back to Tina house that night. Everybody was talking about her. Her phone was off the hook because I was new in town in a sense. I was just coming to visit my sister, but everybody was calling. Who was that girl? Who was she? Where did she get that kind of power? I don't know what's going on. I'm nervous and scared, and I don't know what happened to me that day. I kept saying. And the name that when I came, oh man, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about when I asked them recently their names when I've been talking to Michael and Gabriel all along, which has been an archangel. And that day in that church when he came off the window, I heard, I am Gabriel. That day, I forgot about that. So anyway, the preacher heard it too. When it hit her chest, she said it said to her the same thing. But anyway, I never put two and two together. Look at this car. Look at this car. Look at this car. Look at oh! I was just trying to find an exit that we getting off. Let them handle that. It's an emergency though. It's like hospital emergency energy. Okay. That's just not reckless. Something real bad going on. Anyway, so what I do? Where was I at? I'm back at my sister's house. That people, all these people calling and talking to her. Wanting to know who I was. So that was night one. Now when we went to bed that night, things started going crazy with me. Like I could see through walls. We was laying on my sister's futon and there was a closet right here. But I could look in, I could see it. I could see that it was to this day, it was a water heater right there. It was yellow wires in the wall. It was flip-flop, some red shorts, a basketball, a baseball glove. And Kepha sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what happened to me in that church. I'm like, I could see through this wall. She was like, what do you mean? I could see in here. Go get my sister. Tina come out, she called her, Tina, something wrong with your sister. My sister come out, what's wrong? I'm like, Tina, I can see through your wall. She's like, what's in there? I told her, they opened the closet, we had to move the futon out the way. She opened the closet, everything I said was in there. From that moment, it started getting crazy. It was just getting crazier and crazier. Like, I could just tell y'all the story, like, it started getting crazy and crazy. But then that being, while me and Kepha was talking, after that being showed up that I saw 10 years ago. And he was standing there, my father called Elijah. And he was standing there with his staff. He had a little lamb beside him. He had on a gold skirt. He had on a lamb's wool jacket. And he had on a Jesus slipper with gold on it though, like on the feet plate of it. It had, you must fast. what I couldn't eat. I was stuck. When I came to, Keffa was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, this man was just talking to me. She said, what man? I told her about 10 years ago when he came. And Daddy said that was Elijah. But he said that I have to go and fast. Now listen to me. That's day one. My sister get up the next day. She came out there and was like, y'all still up? We was like, Tina, we wired. Tina was like, yeah, that's whatever happened in that church got me too. She was like, I didn't go to sleep till about 4 or 5. Only got a couple hours sleep. Me and Kevin had talked all night. We didn't even feel sleepy. Day 2, 3, we was up for 14 days. So I said, I gotta go. Now listen, her friend came over the house. Her best friend, which was that pastor's daughter. She had 2 daughters. The pastor's daughter, that was my sister's best friend, and we knew them because we met them in Jodhpur. She came over, and she said, Angel, I had a dream about you last night. I was like, what? They said that you had to go into a 40-day fast, and that's why they think I'm Jesus in this town, because all of these people showed up at my sister's house on dreams, and I had a dream that it's a person in here that got to fast, and I'm supposed to give them what I'm telling you. I called down Dr. York land because I was New Wapping at the time. I'm still New Wapping. I was newly New Wapping at the time. And I called down there. A lady answered the phone. Her name was Miss Berry. Miss Berry was his personal secretary or some shit. She handled shit. And I told her what had happened to me and the being that came to me. She said, don't do that. That's spookism. If you fast for 40 days, you're going to die. I said, can I speak to Dr. York about this, please? She wouldn't let me. He doesn't involve himself. Miss, I'm not talking to you. Can I speak to him about it? Now that you done got all my business and just going to deny me. They told me no, because I wanted to know just if I could come down there. I was going to get there. But if I could come down there and just fast on the land, because I felt that place was holy. Anyway, she denied me and told me I was going to be unalive before the 40 days was up. And that it was spookism and all this other stuff. So her best friend came over and said, I had a dream about you. And they told me to give you whatever you need. I don't know where I was supposed to get that from. She said, I don't have money. But they told me to give you what you need. All I got, she said it was real. Like, I don't know who these beings was, but they told me to give it to you. She said, you can use my house. That's all I got. My sister get up. Her lover woke up. Yo, I had a dream about you last night. Mind you, because this happened while they were asleep. I had a dream that you had to go into a fast. And I have to give you whatever you need. She said, all I got is my car. She had a brand new Malibu. She said, take the keys. I said, and that's when I was like, I want to go to Georgia with Dr. York. She said, you take my car. She was like, yo, that shit was real. You said, you take my car. Her best friend left. We all sitting there talking. Her best friend comes back to the house. When she get back, she left. She came like back in 10 minutes. Eyes big as she was like, oh my God, yo. I was like, what? She said, my lawyer just called and told me that they was gonna break me $2,500 off the case. The case wasn't settling yet. They was breaking her off a check for $2,500. I said, for what? She said, I don't know, and I ain't asking no questions. She said, let's go get it. She said, come on, because I know that this is about you. We went down there to get the check. I'm really going in today. Y'all want some of this story or what? Y'all let me know. What's those green things? I can't see what they say. Can't tell what that is. I got one. Yes, give me 2 more. All right, so she said, where was I at? She said, come with me. So she took me down to the lawyer office. They went in the lawyer office. When they came out, I mean, they went in. I'm sitting in the car. You know how your hackles go up on your back, on your neck? I felt weird as shit. I turned around. It was this man in the law firm. He was sitting at a desk looking down at the car. I'm in the back seat. And he looking down, and I'm looking up at him. And he did like this. And his face dressed the fuck out like an octopus. Just, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling y'all some real shit. This was like, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, just as I'm looking, they coming out. And I'm like, look at this man. He didn't change back form. He stayed like that. She gunned out of there the whole time. I'm looking at him out the back window. So everything that happened to me in his past, there's a witness on earth that saw it. I wasn't the only one. I think I was Kevin. I don't know who was in the car. No, my sister and her best friend saw this shit, this creature. I don't know what that was about, but he stayed like that. So much happened. We went to the mall. I had to wear all white, they told me. Like off-white, like this. I had to wear linen or cotton, natural fiber. Couldn't be no unnatural fiber. I had to be covered. Now, at this time, I wasn't covered. They told me to cover myself. We went into the mall. Mind you, after what happened last night, I ain't had no sleep yet. It's like 2 days in. No rest. I'm wired. I'm spooked. I'm freaked. I'm sitting outside the mall, outside the camera shop they was in, at the bench. Me and Keffa. This man walked by. I had a cloth around me, and I had it wrapped around me, but I didn't have it on. But it was wrapped. This man walked by, a white man, and said, "What does she think? She Jesus?" But he didn't say it with his mouth. I said, "What did you say?" He just looked at me and kept walking. She said, "Well," I said, "That he just said, what do I think? I'm Jesus?" She said, "I didn't hear him say anything." Right when she said that, this man I could hear. This person I could hear. All the way down in the mall, I could hear. I started hearing everybody's thoughts, not their mouth. So the whole mall became a chatter. And it was driving me crazy. They literally, careful all you hear, they literally, her, my sister, and Tennille, carried me out of that place. I'm geeking. We get home. I'm sitting out on the bench. It was these rows of trees in front of me. And I'm sitting on the front of it and I'm crying. And I said, I don't know what this is, God. That's when I used to talk to God. I don't know what this is you're putting on me, but I'm afraid. I don't want this. I don't know what to do with this. I'm afraid of this. I was looking at the sun at the time. But that's when I used to sun gaze opposed to third eye sun absorb that I do now. Sun going down. But those rays happen again that happened in the church. And it's a voice on these rays. It said, "You will receive the highest education." I've never spoken this too much in public. It said, "You will receive the highest education. You will receive the highest degree. And you will receive the highest paycheck." That's what it said to me. I'm sitting there like the fucking sun just spoke to me. I can't take no more. The trees in front of me, this tree. No, after that happened, my sister came up the hill. She was like, "How you doing?" Mind you, they just carried me out the mall. I said, "Yo, I'm a fruitcake. It's happening." She was like, "What now?" I said, "Yo, the sun just spoke to me, and this is what it said." She said, "Don't deny any of it. You take it." All this shit, her advice. She sat with me a while. She kissed me. She started walking down the hill. It's not like a big hill. Just as she's walking away, the tree in front of me came to life. And this is what I mean. It was a gas, like a gas in the tree, upon the tree. But the gas had a vigor to it. like a woman, like this. And I screamed, oh, and I just started running with like 10 trees. As I'm running past them, each one of them coming to life, like reaching for me. I'm screaming and crying. My sister, we laugh about it to this day. She didn't know what the hell, because like she said, she was spooked out too, but she couldn't show it. The shit that was happening to me, she didn't know what the hell that was, but she had to be strong for me. But chasing her, she said, whatever that was, I looked so terrified, she wasn't none of that one. She just started running from me. I'm like, no, don't leave. I mean, her little fat ass legs was going down that hill. Couldn't catch it. She said, she saw was all the fabric that I had on in the wind. You know what I'm saying? All the fabric that I had on in the wind. Running after her talking about something. Help, help. So she ran up in the house. I got to her step. It was a big turtle. A turtle there. I said, when I got there, it was a turtle at the step. I kept that turtle for a long time. I don't even know what happened. What happened to that box turtle? Anyway, I got 7 turtles at the house right now. Turtles are one of my totems. They always find me. When I just came back from Baltimore, I came back with 2 turtles that we found at our campsite. But anyway, baby, one of them got ran over by a car and the eyes was popping out. It was 3 of them. And I got the other 2 off the road, and I still have them. They get big. So I got 3 water turtles. 6 turtles, and 3 the ones that get cicadas. Who also had a dream about me. Rob, that burger was good, huh? So listen, y'all. I was standing though. Did Keffa ever say something?
She says, I think we gave it away.
Oh. I'm telling them what happened. Tina was like, why was you running like that? I was scared of you, girl. So I'm telling her that these trees just came to life. As I'm telling her that, everybody at one time was like, oh my God. They was pointing. I'm like, what? When they said it, I could feel it. I could feel the presence on my back. I turned around and she had a plant in the window. It was covering that whole window. It's called the prayer plant. Her plant from this side and this side was leaning into me. So if I did like this, the plant moved with me. In real time, in front of real people, a crowd. That's why they think I'm Jesus up there, y'all. I'm telling y'all something real. The plant was moving. I was creeped out. So I walked over to the edge of the window. Her plant was just reaching for me. So from that, I could keep going with the story. It went all the way into the 40 days. I was up for making short. I stayed there for 7 from that moment. I was in stigmata. By the time it was time for me to head, I was going to my mother's house to fast, go back home, stay with my mother. By the time I was going there, my forehead, where this unk is, this whole area was bloodshot red. I mean, blood like when you look at your phone right now and see live, it was that color. My hands and my feet were in stigmata. When I tell you, you could take your finger and your thumb and make them meet in my hand. There was no bones there and on my feet. So when people tell me how Yahshua was crucified, that he wasn't crucified in the hands, yes he was. Yes he was. My hands were bloodshot red on both sides. This side looked black and blue, bruised. This side was red, and so was my feet. My feet closer to the leg, where the leg and feet meet in the front. There. Same thing. It was soft in the middle. I didn't even know what that was called. It was one of the people said, she's in stigmata. I know y'all think I'm lying. Some of you don't. She's in stigmata. I didn't know what that was. That's how I learned what stigmata was. That some people will go through what Yahshua been through. I'm one of those people. I forgot about that till right now. Right now, just now when I was saying it, I was thinking like, damn, see, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you for real? Fucking weird shit. That was just before I went back. That was 7 days now. That was 7 days I was up. It was time for me to go for the fast to start. It started October the 10th, 1997. That's when my fast started. The shit started happening to me on the 3rd. On the 10th, I was in Baltimore. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what happened to me in the next 7 days. The shit is a movie. Like the shit that happened to me is not in the movie yet. So for these 7 days, I had nothing but grape juice and water. I had to bathe in olive oil. And let me tell you what happened. October 1997. We started the 10th. Between the 10th and the 17th. Probably around the 13th. Looking up the weather in Baltimore. Look up the weather before then. Because let me tell you what happened. I was going crazy. I had to be locked in this room. I couldn't talk to anybody. I had to bathe every day in a pail of water in olive oil. Every day. 3 times a day. But I had to wait till my mom not around with my brother to go out to get water. To fill the pail up and put fresh olive oil in it. They say you are being anointed. This is what I'm talking about. A person has to be ordained and not by man. All of my instructions, you couldn't have no radio. The guardians were telling me. The 2 groups, Ariel, Azrael, and Uriel. I'm not sure if it's Uriel or Raphael. But it was the 3 of them. They would stand by me. I couldn't have no clocks. I couldn't have no music, like listen to the radio. Because they said I could not be influenced. So if I listened to something, it had to be pre-recorded. You know what I mean? Like a tape. With just like gospel hymns or whatever on it, like that. I didn't sleep for 7 days. Those 7 days, so that made the 14. They would take me, I never slept, even when I laid down. Every time I closed my eyes, I would travel. I was gone. I was gone. I was in the oceans. I was out in space. I was all kind of places. I have a book. That I wrote. Keffa wrote the whole time. I left her in Delaware with my sister. Mind you, I told you I never took her back home. She stayed in Delaware with my sister, but I had to go. So my sister took care of her until I got back. I had to complete this task. I thought I was going to be gone for the whole 33 days, but I wasn't. Because the 7th day, this being who called himself the devil visited me. And he told me, he said, you don't have to go to this. You claustrophobic. Open that door. Your mother's in there now. Your brother, don't you smell them cooking downstairs? Why are you suffering like this? Because if he loved you, you wouldn't have to suffer. It was telling me all kind of crazy shit. I don't know if it was my own mind or what the fuck that was. I just started writing. I still got the book today. I just started writing. I wrote my way into sanity. When I overcame that, the guardians came back. You blinding me with your phone. When the guardians came back and said, you have passed the test, you can leave. Meaning I didn't have to do the whole 33 days there. I went back to I called my sister. She was like, why are you calling us? You're not supposed to be talking to us. I couldn't talk to nobody. She was like, why are you calling us? I said, because they said I could leave. The guardian said I could leave. She said, I'm on my way. My sister was in Baltimore from Delaware in like 35 minutes. I tell you, her and Keffa. They came and scooped me up. And for most of the time there, I was in solitude that I couldn't talk. I got to the point I got so strong in the fast, I started cooking for them. Am I lying, Keffa? I was cooking for them every night. And made Keffa stand up kitchen with me. So they know that I wasn't eating, but I was doing it for my own strength. By the end of the 7 days, by the end of the fast, the last 7 days, I decided not to even take water. I didn't have no water. And at one point, they gave me, I could have grapes. This last 7 days, I didn't have nothing, not even water. I just stopped. I dry fast for 7 days. I'm telling you, and I can just tell you, I got a book of everything that happened to me. But the point of me telling you the story is people forgot about being ordained by something. People go to the seminary school now and get a degree online to be a preacher and a rabbi. That's not how it works. If you are connected, see, back then, the way the Bible wrote it up, these angels, the God that was connected to this person, they made it like this spookism. No, these are actual beings who still contacting people today. I'm one of those people. The guardians are the same people that spoke to Moses. It's the same people. They're the guardians of earth. They're the ones who told Noah. It's the same beings. It's not spookism. It's not an apparition. They are beings on another planet. Oh shit, but somewhere they at. And they warn us and they help us. So you got all these false prophets out here. Who ordained you? I ask you, who ordained you? And what gives you the right to speak for God? But they got it in such a way that the reason we got so many false prophets, because they'll tell you, the spirit guides is this, and the spirit guides for everybody, because they, you know, the way they taught you that you got to go through the middleman, and you don't. But everybody's not ordained. That's a lie. You can't just say that you are. You have to be ordained. You got to bathe in the olive oil too. For 40 days, 3 times a day. That's the anointing. They will give you the instructions. That's the anointing. I've been anointed to do what I do. And I speak to you on another level today because it ain't no more time to play. And a whole bunch of your bad things are going to happen to good people. I'm not saying this because I am perfect, that I stand in perfection in any way. I'm doing my best like the rest of us, but I am ordained to do what I do. Hence, I could bring about a water program that's making children speak who never spoke before. That is not a knowledge I have. I come from the streets. I was homeless. I was reckless. I was a drunk. I tried every drug. And I didn't give a shit about any of this. But I've always been connected. Since I was a little girl. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't have any guidance. And realized recently the guardians been talking to me, but as far as I was concerned, they were ghosts or something bad or demons, because that's what I was being taught they were. I used to have an imaginary friend. It wasn't an imaginary friend, it was the guardians. But I was being taught that that's the devil. When I came into my grandfather's church and told him, first Philadelphia, and I told him that these guardians, I wasn't calling them the guardians then. I was like, these angels came to me and told me that I got to fast for 40 days. You know what he did? He got me in the front of the church. They threw a whole bunch of olive oil on my face, made all kind of symbols and shit, and rebuked me and hit my head and shit. Fuck these people. They rebuked me. And the thing in me. They know it can't be me though, because my lifestyle not the way they want it to be, so it can't be me. It got to be one of them. But they've always talked about my bloodline. I ain't gonna get into my family. Our bloodline is different. They knew what was coming through our bloodline, but they just didn't want it to be me. It would make sense. I'm a 55-year-old virgin. Women kept me away from that. Nah, but you are stopping procreation. Your ass should too, because heterosexuals fucking this world up. But what that mean is, you have birthed everything here, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. You birthed P. Diddy, not me. Me and my people ain't birthed him. And all them ones that's going down with him. You birthed Trump. He wasn't from a parthenogenic birth. So don't worry about what I'm doing. You worry about what your shit. What are your kids heterosexual doing? Don't worry about me. I'm striving for righteousness no matter who I'm loving. That's none of your business. Jumping off, Asia. It's gone. What a shit. Be careful for false prophets. You know, people can read a book and they become your prophet. You can read that same book. But there's some things we can't know. It's when you know it's coming from somewhere else. Oh, I got a giant ass crystal ball. Because for me on I think it was March 2017 to say that we got 643 days left. And to the day, which was marked by Trump's impeachment. Days later, that thing came on the land. They said time was up. I couldn't have made it. I had no idea what was going to happen on that day. I didn't know if I was going to look stupid because y'all was reminding me too. Remember when you said? And I'm telling y'all, Google, what's it called when you change the time?
Oh, daylight saving.
Mandela effect. That daylight saving. Good call. The Mandela effect. Because now they're trying to say Trump was impeached on the 18th. He was not. It was the 19th because we were all counting down. Hundreds of us. I took thousands of people to room shut down with me. Thousands of women around the world. Because I was called. I took thousands of people to the trees. I'm ordained to do that. That ain't just some shit I'm making up. The Guardians told me to do that when I did that. Maybe we should go to that Dollar Tree store and get that food for the babies. You think? The Guardians told me to do that. Y'all listening? So when I'm bringing you something, they give me things ahead of time so you cannot deny. When that gay girl speak the truth. Call me gay, but call me pure though. My womb is clean. The womb is the second part of the three minds. And mine is still pure. I have not been contaminated. And this is where my wisdom and connection comes from. I tell y'all all the time, even with my women, I say I save that part of myself. I do my thing. I save that part of myself for one person. And I ain't found that person. I'm my mother's daughter. That's where I got it from. My mom was like, shit, don't give up yourself until you be seen a whore. That stuck with me as a little girl, from a little girl. And I didn't want people to say, I had her. I had Sika. No, you didn't. I had your ass. That's the difference. And I don't mean to say all of that, but I'm saying. Y'all get where I'm coming from? No. I might leave with that untouched. I might leave this place like that. And that's fine with me. My point, y'all so busy pointing out my bad and what I can't listen. And then like the comment that was left on the video, the first video I just did, that took off. Baltimore not going under. Motherfucker, I am not asking your permission. I'm telling you something. You need to listen to me. That's why people trap now. I told y'all the bridges was going to go down. I can't make that up. I mean, if I said, you know, a bridge in America is going to break, be like, shit, a lie, any bridge can break. Now, I told y'all it was coming, multiple bridges, and it's not done. It's not finished. When that big red bridge break, y'all know, it's over. It's going to be too late for y'all to make a move. The key bridge was the beginning. This red bridge is going to be the end of some shit, some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that kind of guru. A curse. I'm working on this shit. I don't feel like being fake. It's all I am right here. No more, no less. I know I'm here to save your life, though. So you people that's plagiarizing, say my name and get your blessing. Because some of the stuff y'all spit, trying to regurgitate what I done said. You saying it wrong and you leading people astray. Why don't you call me? Y'all notice nobody says my name, but all of them speak my shit though. They will not say my name. They say each other's name. Like they don't, you know, like I've had 15,000 subscribers for like 2-3 years now. Cause it went up to 17, and I mean hot. It would just move and it just stopped. The shit went down and it stays right there. It's not that I don't get new subscribers. It's that they take about 10, 20 per week. As they come in, they take the old ones off. I don't know why. They take my subscribers. My subscribers, I should have been at 100,000. Cause let me say like hot. Like the New York video, Leave New York video had 180,000 views on it. I screenshotted it before I took it off because I had to take it off because they try to shut me down everywhere. I just had Zen Wombs Find Your Peace on YouTube, on Facebook. How long I had that page? About 10 years or so. I had to take it down. They trying to, if I don't give them my ID, my phone number, all of this shit about me, they was gonna take it down. So I took it down my damn self. You don't need my fucking address to get no goddamn social media page. A like page at that. Fuck you need my ID for? Nah, I'm good. I took it down myself. And right now I'm just slowly taking down all of my Facebook pages. That's the only reason I'm still on there, because I want to shut all my groups down. And some of them got thousands of people in it. So I got, the way you shut a group down on Facebook, you got to delete every single member first and then yourself. Because if there's one member left, that group's still open. I don't want to leave shit out there. Fuck them. And then I'm leaving Facebook. They be trying to cut me in a way that I can't get the messages out, but I'm gonna keep moving. Did I do it again? Dollar General.
I think so.
I did?
I think so.
Oh no. I think it's right past this thing. Just to clean it. I think it was like 5 of them in there earlier. You know what? Grab a fixer flat. Because I used the one in the car. And,
Okay.
I like
Flat ingredients. Okay.
yeah, thank you. Okay, y'all. I'm saying this, I'm over this, y'all, because I'm showing myself. I want y'all to know that I'm not just saying shit to y'all. It's a history. It's a history with me. I may not have done all the right things with it, meaning, you know, become more monk-like, I guess, or holy man-like. Because that wasn't my shit. And I ain't asked for this. And then coming here and forgetting myself, and then being raised where I was raised, being homeless for years, and eating out of trash cans, and being a drunk. Not necessarily a drunk, but a drunk, yes I was. Because it's not that I could stop drinking whenever I want. I was never an alcoholic. But I would say a drunk because I never wanted to stop. I claimed my beer. I claimed the 3 B's, my beer, my belly, and my bitch. And I used to say that. That's all I need, a beer, my belly, and my bitch. And I used to say it. And I used to have all 3, whatever the fuck I wanted them. And that was my thing. I'm not, listen, I'm just telling y'all something. And that's how I lived. I was my daddy's daughter. My daddy was a pimp. And I was a pimp's protege. That's where I came up. My daddy had money, he had nightclubs, and you know what I'm saying? So I got some angelic being, some messenger named Gabriel, Gabriel, Nuscool, Michael, telling me Ariel, Azrael, Raphael, Uriel, telling me I need to do this shit. I gotta do this. You gotta fast for 40 days. So the first time I was like, fuck that. No, I don't. You do it. Why I gotta do that? I wanna eat. I like chicken wings and beer. Why the fuck I gotta fast for 40 days? Somebody else need to do that. That's what I said, y'all. I ain't bullshitting y'all. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And my dad was like, you have to do it. What's his name? He said, these are the last days. And when Elijah comes, you know what I mean? Like they turn the plate up for Elijah. He said, you are it. The plate has been turned up. You got shit. Let you do it. You know it. You know all of that. Then you go and don't eat for 40 days. Excuse me. Can I get a chicken box? Can I get number 7, please? Extra hot sauce. Hey. And I started learning more, and because of stuff like that, like, oh, what is this shit about? What's spirituality about? I've been left religion because that shit was stupid. My family Jewish, Hebrew. Come and find out we from the prophet Daniel bloodline and shit. What about the last Zion? What the hell is this? I wasn't with it. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Then they was like, no, go on this fucking quest and we whoop your ass. So I've been on so many different quests, and as I'm going on these quests, is when I started learning myself. And one of the first things they sent me on, I started really getting intense in 2000. I always don't remember which one it was. I just figured out the other day and forgot again. 2000 or 2002. When they sent me to Arizona for the very first time. And told me don't take anything with me. That's the last story I'm telling you. I want the story real quick. Y'all gotta tell me. 5 people gotta say, yeah, we want the story. Then I'll tell y'all the story real quick. Malachi, of course, baby. I should just count you off the break. Okay, so 2002. That's when it started kicking off. Okay, I have to remember because I always get it mixed up with the New Mexico story. Okay, so I'm a poet, right? I write my ass off. I don't do nothing else. I write better than I talk. And I was reciting poetry at the house. And I wrote this poem called Raw. And I was sitting in the kitchen floor writing. And I was drunk. I was drinking. I wasn't drunk. I was just, you had my beer, we was chilling. And I was reciting Raw to Kefa. And when I did, something came over me. I went into somebody else. I became something else. I don't quite remember where I went or what happened. Maybe somebody else could tell me that was there. Kefa could tell me what I came out of that with. Or when I came to, they was looking at me like her. I remember it was Jason, Kefa, Cisco, and my boy Kefa, Jason boyfriend at the time from the club Paradox. That guy that was real calm, handsome dude, real chills. My boy, the one who liked the way I drive, he said. But anyway, when I came to from sitting at the bar, like our kitchen, we had a bar. I'm sitting at the bar, and she was like, your eyes was gone. What do you mean? She said my eyes was flipped up. It was just showing the whites of my eyes, and my lips were blue, and I was rocking. And I was saying things to them. I don't remember for some reason that. But I know I came out with I had to go. I was told then that I had to go to Arizona, like now. And we were talking about it, and they was like, yo, we thought you was going to die. We didn't know what the da-da-da-da. Somebody knocked on the door. Oh, yeah, that's when Jason came in at. Somebody knocked on the door. And it's my best friend. I hadn't seen him in like 3 years. His name was Jason. He said, yo, I was just on the light rail. And I pass here all the time. It's my job up here now. And I be like, I'm going to come over here and see you. But then, just my time, you know, that I'm doing, whatever. He said, but right now, I'm on my way to work, yo. And they was like, get off the train and go to her. He said, they said that I had to wash your feet. That your feet had to go to the desert. I was like, yo, I was just invoked by somebody. And they told me I had to go to Arizona. He was like, you mean we going to, he quit his job and everything. He was like, I ain't missing this. He said, I ain't missing this. We going to Arizona. So, don't be, it was Cisco. It was Cisco there, Cal. Because what time was it Cisco stole all the money when we left? My change bank. He stole my, he didn't steal it, but he knew he wasn't supposed to mess with my damn money until he needed something to eat. We bought all that food and shit for him. He ate up everything and then took all my money. I told you I've been saving change for a long time. Like, anyway. So he washed my feet and he was like, I'm going with you. So I said to the God, because things that happened before then, like with the Nuwapian people stuff, I was invoked by the spirit Happy. The big, fat, happy person in Egypt, I was invoked by that. I'm just making the story short. Come on, mama. You can make that. She's pretty old. She's just above the steering wheel. I think she's looking through this. So, what was that? Me and Jason. Oh. So that stuff had happened with the Nuwapians. I'm gonna just tell y'all. Y'all about to get some story right now. All right, I have to go back a little bit. I was in the bathtub. This was after I had a big poetry function at my house. I'm that person. I love to throw events. I'm my daddy's daughter. So I had did a poetry function at my house. First off, the girl that I was with, her mother, transitioned that night. That's a whole story. She transitioned in my hand, but it was because she was okay. This guy used to come. His name was Larry Hart. Larry Hart was about 6'6", and he's 6'6", and he always wore a top hat and a cape. That was just him. He'd be at the club like that. Everybody loved Larry. His name was Larry Hart. So we did a function at my house. After the next weekend, I'm in the bathtub. And they said, the guardians said tonight, no, they said if they call you, they're on to you. I didn't know what that meant. The phone rang. Kelfa said, that Nuwapian guy on the phone, he had a store on North Avenue. She said that Nuwapian guy on the phone. And I was like, yeah, they was like, can you donate $25 to what we're doing, da-da-da. And I'm like, these people? Because I was Nuwapian, but these people were scammers. Come to find out later they were scammers. So anyway, so I sat at the top and it was like, this being was speaking to me. I said, who are you? He said, I am Happy. But he said, it was a male being, but it sounded female too. Like kind of feminine. And he showed me like himself. He was a big fat person thing. Him, her, them, they. Big fat person. He said, tonight, pestilence will be released through you. I was like, what is pestilence? Bring me the bomb. So we looked through it and we felt pestilence. And I couldn't spell. I said, no, I told her to bring me the dictionary. I said, what is pestilence? I looked it up and I couldn't spell it. I didn't know what it was. Pestilence. I'm looking for pestilence, and he said pestilence. He enunciated it. And I went to pestilence, and I saw this shit about it, and then it was talking about in the Bible, the pestilence in the Bible will be released in the last day. He was like, they said, you don't believe us. Larry Hart will die of AIDS. Now, I'm not making this up. I said, I ain't doing this. I put the book down. I was like, let's go out. Because I was chilling that night in the house. I was like, this shit's starting again. I got dressed. So I'm going to the club. Get to the club. We sitting at the table. And I'll never forget this night because we all sit at the table. And this girl walked by in a cat suit. She was flying in the mother. She walked by in a cat suit. I'm like, damn. I went in the bathroom. Me and Keffa was still lovers at the time. I go in the bathroom and she passed me her. Okay, I'm going too far. I forgot. I think I was talking to one of my homegirls or something. Look, I already started. The girl gave me her phone number. She said, is that your girl at the table? I said, yes. She said, well, look, I want you to call me. And she gave me her number. I took it. And I looked at her. I said, here, hold this. I gave it back. She said, what you doing? I said, you know why I wouldn't call you? She said, why? I said, you would do the same shit to me. I just told you, yes, that's my girl. So you want me to cheat on her? So you just a cheat. I was like, I ain't interested. She was so fly. But I'm not interested in shit like that. Never happened. So I gave her number back and went out there and told Keffa what the girl just said. I said, that girl right there in that cat seat. Everybody looking at that ass. Larry Hart came and sat at my table. Mind you, I just got out the bathtub and they said my friend Larry Hart gonna die of AIDS. Larry Hart sat at the table. He said, hey, baby, mind you, I just did a function with him the weekend before. He said, hey, baby. I was like, hey. He was like, he chilled for a minute. Like, Charles, what's going on with you? And I'm looking at him like, I want to tell you something. But I ain't want to say it. He said, I want to tell you something. I just got diagnosed. He said, they gave me 3 months. I said, Larry, they just told me this about you in the bathtub. Because they all knew me and the Guardians. You know what I mean? I didn't call them the Guardians at the time. I called them the beings and all kinds of stuff. I was like, those beings talked to me and told me about it. So we cried and we just had a good time together. Like, we literally hugged each other and left. Like, this was our last time. And he transitioned a month later. Story. The next day, I went to the club. I came in about 6. I'm stressed out though. Next day I get up and I go to my sister's house, Tina. Y'all seen her. I go to her house. I'm like, yo, the weirdest shit happened to me in the bathtub yesterday. Them beings was talking to me again. They the one who told me to get this. That's a whole nother story. They said, I said, the beings talking to me again. And they said that my boy gonna die. I saw him last night. He told me he had it. The whole 9. She said, yo, I dreamt about this white horse last night. I was on a white horse. And I was riding this horse. And she was telling us stuff about the horse. My other sister was living in her basement. It was 4 of us, 4 girls and 1 boy, all by the same mother and father. They used to call us the McDaniel girls, or the big butt girls. We all got these fat asses. My sister came out the basement. It's like, I heard y'all. She said, no, I just dreamt last night about this big red horse. It was on fire. I was riding the horse on fire. I said, that's the 4 horsemen. I said, Carl Puddin', that's our oldest sister. I bet you, before I said anything, I said, Carl Puddin', I bet you Puddin' dreamt of a black horse last night. So we all on the phone with Puddin'. What you dream last night? Girl, I dreamt about this big ass black Clydesdale horse. Each one of them, Tina dreamt of a white horse, Landy dreamt of the red horse, Puddin' dreamt of the black horse, and I was invoked by the pale horse. I still don't know to this day what this stuff means, y'all. But it's real. I forgot the story I was telling y'all. I think I threw that one in there. The stories and stories within stories. Okay, that was at the club, but we was. Oh, so he washed my feet. There's so many stories in that right there. That stuff I want to tell y'all. So he washed my feet and he went with me. That's when we came down here to Arizona. They told me don't take anything with me. That I wasn't allowed to take anything with me. But my backpack and stuff that they told me to take. I spent $800. They said don't take anything with you. spent $800. Like, I'm going to the desert. I remember those old camping canisters that was made like this. Remember that, like the one? I bought a furry one of them shits, go across me like this. The backpack, I had my walking stick from Mr. Price. I had him make me a staff. He made me a walking stick. I had these hiking boots. You know what I mean? Some shit. I bought so much stuff for that journey. I spent $800. I got on the bus and I left. Now, mind you, I had never been cross country. That's how I know it was the first time. It was 2000, because I had never been cross country before. When I got cross country, I said, they want me to go to Arizona. I'm gonna get a ticket to the Grand Canyon. But I thought, in my ignorance, the Grand Canyon was in Phoenix. I don't know why I got that cross. Who told me some bullshit? But I thought the Grand Canyon was in Phoenix, so I got a ticket to Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, I was 3 days on the bus. It wasn't as fast as they do it today. I think it's still 3 days. My nose was bleeding from the fluorocarbons and the air conditioner. I was a mess. My ankles were swollen real big. I got to Phoenix, and I went to get my bags, and they said, "You don't have any bags." I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "You don't have any bags. Your bags is on where your ticket at." I said, "I bought my ticket here," and I looked at it. The whole name of my ticket had changed. Mine and his, and we like, what the fuck is this place? We like, no, we gotta listen. This is my first time cross country. I know I got a ticket to Phoenix. I know I double checked my ticket. This is not my ticket. She said, "Miss, that's what your ticket say, and your bags is on that bus right there leaving here." They put me on this little Mexican bus. I had to drive 3 hours in the opposite direction. When I got to the little town, the Greyhound was closed for the next 4 days. It was on a Thursday. And it said we will reopen Monday. Closed for the next 4 days. I'm like, what? Get in the hospital. I'm mad. I told you my nose was bleeding. Get in the hospital. I'm mad as shit. I mean, not hospital. The hotel. So now with my bags, we walked down this long road to a Walmart so I could get some fresh underwear for 4 days. And some socks, underwear, and little stuff that I would need, because I had everything I needed in that thing, but I had my staff with me, my boots. I got pictures of this shit. So I go to the hotel. They still with me? I go to the hotel. Baby's been so good, ain't it? That night, I had a dream. They said, hike that mountain, go to that mountain. I'm like, here we go. I get up the next day. Jason was in the bathroom pooping. I'm like, he my best friend. I open the door. I'm like, yo, we gotta go. He said, where? I said, they said I gotta hike that mountain. He said, well, I said, I guess it's the one they talking about down that road, because they showed me like straight down that road. I gotta go to that mountain. Pack out stuff. It's like 6 o'clock in the a.m. We started hiking. No, first I left. I left by myself. And I said I want to see. I started walking up the road. It took me about 30 minutes or something. I got to the pylon. And I heard this rumble. What the hell was that? I was staring at the mountain. Did that just come from that mountain? And I heard this rumble. This Caucasian man jogging up the street. And I stopped his earphones and missed her. Like 2012, so they had the earphones with the string on it. I still got them. I said, did you hear the mountain rumble? Did you hear that noise? He said, no, I hear. I said, like a rumble. He said, no. It might have been helicopters, because they're going to be building a fort down here and all this shit. I'm like, what? He kept on running. I started walking toward the mountain. This time the mountain rumbled again, but I felt the vibration in my staff. This staff Mr. Price made for me. So I just stopped. And I looked at that mountain, like, they got them peaks One of those clouds was like black, like a snake. Like it just snaked the mountain. It's a dark cloud. I'm like, what in the hell is that? But I knew then that's where I had to go. I turned around and went back. I said, I found where I gotta go. And tomorrow's the day. We'll get up to AM and we'll hike up this mountain. Why the hell am I telling this story right here? What the hell? I don't even remember no more. I could do this shit all day. Anyway, I'm just making sure. Y'all, why was I telling y'all? Why was I telling y'all this? Where was we going? It was hiking for 6 hours. All kind of little stuff. If somebody say something, let me know, because I don't remember. No. They said, I hiked for 6 hours. I got up there, and I got to this clearing, and this wind came. This wind. I went back. It wasn't there. I went forward. It was there. The whole presence, I could feel the guardians. And I said to him, I said, this is where I have to be. I said, I got to do it alone. So he left. He went down. He's scared of everything, though. I ain't even telling y'all the story, like what happened in those 6 hours. So I went it was a patch of grass, beautiful like moss and wildflowers. And I went to step on it. And they said, take off your shoes, but this is holy ground. I took off my shoes. I sat in so-called Indian style. I have a tape recorder that I still have the tape to this day. I push record. I put myself in the meditation position. And I started oming. And when I started oming, I was taken. I was taken to a council. And shown me when I agreed to come to this planet. I'm just making it short now because I'm getting sick of talking. When I agreed to come here and do this work, I still have the tape to this day. It was one of them tapes that you put the little tape inside of it. When you push play, on one side is a 30-minute tape. It plays for an hour and 45 minutes. You hear me oming, and then it's just snow. And then you hear, I think it's an ohm at the end, and me putting my shoes and stuff on and calling Jason, and then I push stop. I get home and listen to that tape. It's an hour and 45 minutes on a 30-minute tape. I still have it to this day. I think it's probably about time I put all this stuff on video, pictures, all of it. I have most of this evidence on hand. So, at that council, I saw one being that's there that's an enemy that don't like me. His name is Azazel. He's all white. White hair, white eyes, white clothes, white. And he just looks at me. He don't like me. He's an enemy of mine. He's looked for me here before. He's an enemy. The lady that was at the head of the council at that white marble table, she was a black woman. Her locks was about this thick. One lock was about this thick, but it came out like a fountain. Recently, when I was in Arkansas, the fairy that was in that woods showed me pictures of some of the beings that was at that council. I think she showed me that for my own confirmation. And she was telling me while I was coming, at that council was Dr. York, a younger Dr. York. They were telling him too, and he went through the portal. He was sitting in the seat. When they called me to the council, he was sitting in the seat that I sat in. When he went through, then I went through like 30 minutes later. It's funny though, because we was 30 years apart in age. Birthday around the same time. Y'all can do what y'all want to do with that. But I was sent to this place. I agreed to come. I had graduated Earth already. I didn't have to come back. This is my 5th life here. That's why on some things you'll see in the 5th element. But this is my 5th life. I had a life before here. I was the first being female to walk the planet. I was a primordial. I wasn't just I was the primordial. So when they say that women were hermaphrodites, no, I wasn't. I birthed through parthenogenesis though, but I didn't have 2 genitals. I remember birthing the first man. I was taken back through all of that. I remember walking out of the crocodile, meaning my blood was of a crocodile. That's why they call us the reptilian. Because we were gene spliced. I don't know, I'm just giving y'all some history today. I want y'all not to follow false prophets. I'm not perfect. And I'm working on a lot. That's why we doing what we got to do now. Because I need to go into disciplines. I need to go into the disciplines to check my attitude. Attitude problem. And I know that. I don't need y'all to tell me. I see it. Shit out of me. I need to be the fuck alone. I have that whole life that I lived before I started on the righteous journey. I got to make sure it's all filtered out. Because I have to reach 144,000. I will. But to take y'all there too. That's why I do the things that I do. I do them because it's my job. I had to remember. Oh, that's what I was saying about the mountain and all of that. I didn't even know down here. I didn't remember who I was. That right there was the remembrance when they took me up that mountain. I had to remember who I was. Because I was caught up down here. But and even at the council, when I went to the meeting, they took me back. When I was taken off that mountain, I seen all of that. They told me that. They told me that it was going to happen. That I would lose memory. I had to be reminded because I was on a path to fuck all of that. So I had to be reminded. That's why they told me to go to Arizona, because I had to go up that mountain. It was 12 years later that I moved here. But I had already come here in 2000. But I had to come there for the remembrance. That's what I was talking about. And that's when it all kind of kicked off. When I came from off that mountain, the one thing I came down with was the confidence. You know, but that didn't change my lifestyle. That didn't change all that I had been programmed to know. So in 20, was how long ago? That was 24 years ago. What was it, 26, 27? I was like 27, 28, something like that. I'm 55 now. You know? I had a life before that. So a lot had to be weaned off of me. I just stopped drinking beer. I'm just truly folding to the path. I just gave the knowledge as it came to me, but I wrote books on fasting and stuff. And I fasted a lot, I did. But I went back to my shit. Because that's what I know. I mean, where's the book on how to become a holy man? What the fuck? You see, I had to end it with what the fuck? Where's the book on that? Nobody taught me that. I wasn't raised in nothing like that. I had to find out this is who you are. You're from somewhere else. You're sent here to help these people. So you have contact with us. We give you the message to give to them. But my image looked like this because there was nothing about me holy. You feel me? There was nothing about me truly righteous. I had to learn righteousness. Because ain't nobody down here I was Muslim. They ain't righteous. They into just as much bullshit as the next person. I ain't seen right. I was raised Hebrew, Christian. Where the righteousness at? In any of that? I know Hebrew Israelite dealers. I know Christian dealers and prostitutes. What the fuck? So the place I come from, you could be holy and have as much girls as you like. But through the whole time, I was being led. I was being guided. I was being shown. And I had to come into my wisdom. This is why I'm going away. This is why I got to do the year. I'll be there with y'all. Y'all see it. I read the comments, I'm about to get out of here and go eat this food. You gotta start way up because
Yeah, exactly.
we ain't read none since we been here today.
Hodak, Heartless, Hodak, once more. Divine says love to all here. Sora says Hodak Sika in chat. Malachi, Hodak Sika. Malachi, Hodak Tribe. Doreen Sika. Doreen, thumbs up, folks.
Hold up, everybody.
King Adonis, Hodak fam. Doreen says, I love my crystal rock stone. Thank you.
So welcome.
This way says energy is
I can't wait
powerful.
till you get your stone heartless. It's one of them on there. Ooh, it has so much energy on that stone when I put that together. It's the one. It's the one that's, because it's 3 pieces. The bottom one and then the 2. It's one of the ones that's on the side. It got some orange inclusions in it. All of them powerful though, but feel that one when you get it. Go ahead.
This way says, what 14 days? No sleep. Spiritual messages flowing.
Yeah, that 14 days, it was constant. I was being constant, just uploads, constant, non-stop. When I finally slept, man, I crashed.
This way says, there are other beings amongst us, indeed. Shoshin says, Hola Sika, I'm still in Orlando, Florida. This way sounds...
Oh, please be out the way of that storm. Get the hell out of there. Go ahead.
This way says, sounds like you are linked into spirit/cosmos. This way says, 3:21 on my clock, countdown. This way says, trees are beings. Malachi says, I believe you, Sika. Sora says, I believe you. Malachi says, what happened? This way says, the north, the east, and the south. They govern those directions, archangels. Miss Rita Kita says, Hodak. Kevin says, no ball true. Malachi says, I definitely have met them. They are very real. This way says 333 on the clock, ascended masters in the mist. Warrior Princess, everyone's anointing may look differently.
Some people anointing do look differently. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, first off, wait a minute. Anointing is an anointing. That's like saying everybody walks to Dollar General look different. A walk to Dollar General is a walk to Dollar General. So there's no fluctuation in that. You have to be anointed. And it's called anointing. These words we use this for a reason, because it was I'm not talking about maybe something special happened to somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an anointing happens the way an anointing happened. That's why it's called an anointing. It is no other way. It happened the same way now that it happened in ancient times. Like saying a rites of passage happened differently for everybody. No, the experience might be different, but the ritual, you have to be anointed, is what it means. Anointed is anointed. You have to have the holy oils. You have to have, it's what it is. You have to have certain shekels of this. You have to have the cassia and the hyssop. You got to have what you got to have. And this is not, this is not something that, we create on our own. There are rituals in place that's been in place for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years on this planet that's been passed down. You know what I mean? Because when you are anointed the way I'm talking, you're anointed by specific beings. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guardians. If you are in connection with the guardians, you have to be anointed. That's why these beings, they talk about these beings went into tents. And in the tents, they had to have certain oils. They had to have the cassia oil. They had to have certain things. Some of it was for them because it killed germs and it killed because y'all think they ghosts. These beings can be infected. That's why they taught, a lot of the rituals that they taught us was for their protection. Y'all just don't get it. No, so everybody anointing looks different. No, an anointing looks like an anointing. If it look like the anointing and walk like the anointing and talk like the anointing, then I'm sure it's an anointing. It don't look different. Something special happening to you, you might look different. Something special happening to me. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about false prophets, talking about they're connecting with these beings that they're lying. Because there's certain, what beings? There's certain beings that govern the earth. And they bring in these instructions. Who are they? Because you got to remember, there were 600 of them that fell. There's 600 of them that fell. Names like Aaliyah, Jehovah, Sasha, Baal. There's 600 of them that fell. They speak to beings too. And that anointing might look a little different. And this is a realm. This is a plane. Right? There's certain things that's happening in this plane of existence. You can't just make some shit up. There are certain rules. There are certain natural laws. There are certain beings that govern. You can't just make it up. Anyway, go ahead. I don't fully hear.
I believe you, Queen. Send love from South Carolina. That's Denise. This way says abstinence powers one up indeed. Gigi says I'm listening. Traveling says hold on call.
Hold on, traveling Gigi.
This way says they sure don't need all that information.
Why not? And they need to get out. Y'all always like want me to limit myself. This is my stories. This is my life. Why not share myself? Why they don't need the information? Why not? Some people don't mind hearing my stories. I guess if you do, that's your exit. That's your ticket. You gotta listen to all of that. I feel you. But I'm not in your house. You in mine. I'm home. I'm at my channel. Think I grew. YouTube trying to take. I'm not over there in nobody's business. You over here mine saying what they don't need to hear. That was for you. You didn't need to hear that. No disrespect. You know what I mean? Turn it off. That's all. Go ahead.
Malachi says, I can hear you saying that too. This way says responsibility. This way says you should be very proud of yourself. Malachi says yes.
Thank you, this way.
Sora says, yeah, we want the story. Divine says, yes, of course, I'm listening. Lawana says, San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge is orange color. Call the Golden Gate Bridge.
I don't know. This bridge I see is red.
This way says why.
It could be an orangey look to it though, but it's red. Go ahead.
This way says why my ancestors touching me as you tell your story. This way says good for you, seeking respect. This way says what? Look here. This way says what? That water ain't no joke. Communication. Gabrielle.
Okay, y'all. So we do what we can spiritually to help and not hurt this planet. Right now, what we're doing, I haven't said much about the 11-111, but I'm not off for that. Just after my mother, I got to get things back in order. Because all my intention is to gather 11,111 black women to pray on one day together. Because I already know what that's going to do. Which is a part of that meditate at 8 o'clock every night. Your time. Stop what you're doing. Set your alarm. No matter where you are, driving, working, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, just stop it. Even if it's in your head, if you don't say it out loud. Say 3 times. We remove all disagreeable energies and entities from the governments around the world. But I want you to visualize that though. I want you to see it. I want you to mean it. I want you to say that from your heart. I want you to see it with your mind, but feel it in your heart. Feel it before you say it. If you have one of the singing stones, I want you to imagine its aura field. Imagine it like, you know how you see like heat coming off the street. Imagine that field like that, expanded, like 4 to 6 feet. Then I want you to imagine your auric field expanded about 6 to 8 feet. I want you to merge the two. And what happens is the stones, they told me this, the stones amplify your intention. So first just stop and do that. Imagine your field around you. And then imagine your stones field. If it's on your neck, in your pocket, on a table, whatever, imagine its field. Expand it. Merge it so that the stone can amplify your intention. We remove all disagreeable energies and entities from the governments around the world. We remove all disagreeable energies. I want you to feel it in entities from the governments around the world. I want you to say that 3 times. And if you don't say anything else, thank you for joining us. But before you start, just a little word to the guardians. This is not a worship. We don't worship the guardians by a long shot. But we are grateful for the guardians. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for giving the words to Sika and whomever else they give them to that's anointed. Thank you for telling us to move here or move there or warning us for what's to come. Thank you. And if you feel so inclined, send out protection for Sika. Light a candle for Sika or something. And walk away from it. This protection is for Sika. That she's protected while she brings these messages. A lot of you say you worried about me all the time. Don't worry about me. Pray about me. Put energy on me. And then I'm fine. Why you got to be worried about it. We got too much power for that. And if you want to add more, like sometimes I say, not just any government, not just politics, we remove our disagreeable energies and entities from the governments around the world. And I mean all governments. I mean governments in politics, governments over our food, those who govern our clothes, those who govern our music, those who govern our schools. We are free. We are free to roam the land again. We are free to build our homes again. We are free to love each other. This is what I say in mine every night when I say it. But if you just said 3 times, we remove all disagreeable energies and entities around the world. Maybe one day we got to just have 100,000 people. I ain't got to know who they are. But we can feel the vibe. I know we've been saying it for a minute. And I know I just saw a thing about Pluto coming in to come to bring in disruption in government. Could that be this prayer? Because it's sure on its way. I told you we control planets though. Don't be that either, some of you. Could that be a part of this? This meditation, this prayer that we do and been doing for so long. Now the energy's coming through the sky. It's coming to disrupt government. It's coming to bring argument between the governments and the governments and the people. There's going to be an uprising. Keep praying every night. Call your girlfriend. Girl, 8 o'clock, can you do this prayer? I got a little short video on here explaining it. Take them to the little, I think it's like a 3-minute video or something, whatever it is. Take them to that video. Because it sure ain't going to hurt you to do it. You see? But if we do something as a unit, as a collective, we do something together, we can make a difference. We can usher in a new paradigm. We can shift this bullshit. But y'all have got to change your minds about this world, about becoming whatever you think you're going to become here. It's over as we know it. And they are ushering in that change. We got to change all of that. We have helped them. They put the movies out. We watched it. We became it. We acted like it. We dressed like it on Halloween. We are bringing in this demonic ass world for them. We got to change it. Render unto to Caesar what is Caesar's, y'all. Give him back his food so you can think. Give him back his music and his movies so you can think. Go outside. Or is that really inside? Go to the waters. Go to the trees. Find the natural you. Because we gone, y'all. The receptor blockers is in the air, it's in the water, it's in the food. These receptor blockers so that we cannot communicate with ourselves, Malachi. So that we will not know that we are this liquid crystal. And we are liquid crystals so that the crystals in us can communicate with itself. This body can communicate with itself. Our consciousness can communicate with the body, but they give us so many receptor blockers that we have no more communication with ourselves. It's hard for us to speak over ourselves. Hence, the guardians gave us water programs to do it for us because we got too many blocks. So they made it easy for us. Lay down, cut your water program on, let it in. Listen to the waters. The other sounds are there. They will do what they're supposed to do. Match that water to the waters in your body so that your waters can follow the command of the waters. Do you have total healing 3.0? Speaking to 14 body systems. Do you have the DNA revolution? Get the DNA revolution and get your stone with it. Do you have the DNA revolution? And the testimony that come back from the stones, like so many people, the energy coming off these stones. Where you get these stones? It's not me. The guardians told me where to go get them. I was obedient to myself. What they saying? We still got a few ounces left. I don't think they all sold out yet. It's getting there though. Of the zinfropane. Remember that. We won't have no more until November the 4th, the first week of November. But right now we still have I don't know, probably it's all bottle, probably about 15 ounces in there or something like that. And just, but if you're not sure, just check the site. Just go check the site. As long as you see it's not sold out, you can still get it. Go ahead.
No additional comments.
Okay, y'all. On that note, I'm about to go get my babies in the house. Y'all hear me though? It's getting wild out here. And I'm gonna say it again. The Guardian said get out the cities, get out the major cities. If you come to Arizona as a safe zone, I wouldn't suggest you go to I would suggest you go to I don't trust Phoenix or go south Arizona. Don't trust Phoenix or Tucson. I can't say though. I know, go southern Arizona. Look into Cochise County. Just get out the major cities. It's going to get way, way worse before it get better. I don't know why my lip looks so pink today. I didn't even notice myself. It's going to get way worse before it get better, y'all. On that note, he's lost the test. Unless y'all got something to say. He's lost the test. Hodak. Day.